gon' make you money, nigga. Okay, hard work, it pays off. Never take a day off. Keep it moving, never get lazy. You lay down, you laid off. Sleep, ain't nobody got no time for that. Making stacks, yeah, I know we got the time for racks. And what started as ideas now spread amongst my peers. Everybody toasting up, y'all see the symbols on the cup. My nigga, that right there, I call it love. Greatly appreciated. I give a motherfuck by the nigga hating. I gotta get it. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. My niggas getting the figures while we living our dreams. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. My niggas getting the figures while we living our dreams. You got a dream? Chase it. Got goals, embrace it. Don't look back on your life and think, why didn't I make it? It's a fact, time is money, somehow we still gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. Them brothers hating, my brothers caking. I toast up, I look good, I smell good, I dress great. Right. Skinny nigga in flesh, but trust I hold weight. With the hunger of a savage, but I just ate. And while on my ID, I'm in good hands in all states. I'm all straight, and if you got bread, fuck it, let's spend some. If you ain't got it, better stack them when you get crumbs. If you got time for hating, that's less time for greater income. Let them hate, just dream chase until you catch one. Get it? Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. My niggas getting the figures while we living our dreams. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. Hating me ain't gon' make you money, nigga. My niggas getting the figures while we living our dreams. Live yours or somebody else's. Live yours or somebody else's. Live yours or somebody else's. Choice is yours, nobody else's.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad Productions, UGR TV. This is your host, Brother Rich. I'm interviewing Red and Blue Pill, back in the building with Red and Blue Pill. I caught them while they were manufacturing. Red was manufacturing some of his clothing, his clothing line. And Blue was doing his thing with his jewelry line in here. And this is where it goes down. You know what I'm saying? This is where it goes down in here. This is where the stuff gets made, produced, everything. Black-owned business. Shout out Kev's Copy Shop. Direct print. When you're on 125th, go visit him. Support him. Spend some money. But, yeah, we're going to talk about black business today and what kind of prompted me to do this interview. There was a series of events happened in the last couple of months when I was like, yo, that's what's up. The first was like, I seen Patti LaBelle. She had this dude, right, what was his name? I just had his name. But it was a black dude, did a YouTube video and a Facebook video. Right, so he did the video. Eating her pie, he was doing it was like a review. So the video ended up going viral, and the cakes just took off from there. I mean, it took off. It was on eBay. How much was it on eBay for? $2,000 for a sweet potato pie. So I seen that. I was like, yo, the power of social media and just the power that we possess right now to do things, to make it happen. Then the Forbes magazine, 2 Chainz, he had the Dabbing Santa sweaters for, and I'm going to show the pictures. He had the Dabbing Santa sweaters he been selling for the holiday season. He ranked in over 2 million. All from the strength of social media, word of mouth. It's like what we are embracing right now, what's upon us, is opportunities that our grandparents, our parents, they dreamed of this shit. This was the type of opportunity. It was like, well, damn, if I didn't need television to market my if I didn't need television to market my ideas, I would be just as big as so-and-so. We don't need TV no more. There's no more middlemen. You have direct contact with millions of people. So I want to get y'all, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how it's a lot of opportunities upon us, people. Like, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Ain't that? It's a beautiful time to be alive. But before y'all answer that, real quick announcements for my viewers and my subscribers. First of all, thank you for, I'm almost going to hit the 100,000 mark. We're going to embrace the new year. What I want to do is I want all the black businesses period, hit me up. We're going to be offering advertising on the channel. We have a lot of different packages. You can email me at richinmerit@yahoo.com. That's RICHINMERIT@yahoo.com. Email me if you're interested. It's a huge audience to market your product to. So, yeah. It's
and I always say 200 to 300 because nobody watches videos by themselves.
Right. So, I want us to get this thing going. I want us to all get this thing going where we don't need this machine, the mainstream media at all. Where we just all supporting each other, all pushing each other's products, all, looking at what each other's doing. It's here upon us. There's no future. It's only the now. So I want us to get involved in that now. But with that being said, let's get into this, man, because they caking, y'all, from social media, 2 Chainz, and there's countless others. What's up with this new business model where you don't need a middleman and you could just put your things out there and get some amazing results?
Once again, excellent questions. You know what I mean? Give thanks for bringing this conversation to the family. But I'll just go ahead and revisit some of the previous, statements that I've made over the years. Your network is your net worth. The revolution will be digitized. We're not going to go too much on a tirade about the fact that, we put a lot of stuff out. You know what I mean? We speak to the future. We do our research and we study the market. And what the market has shown us is this is the age of the entrepreneur. If anybody was on Sinetta's channel over the summertime, you saw a presentation that I did. It's called The Evolution Will Be Digitized. You know what I mean? Or The Revolution Will Be Digitized. You can Google that. And we talk about the age of the entrepreneur in there. And in this age of the entrepreneur, because of the electrified age or the digital age that we find ourselves in, we really begin to see the power of social media in commodifying or monetizing one's image or one's brand. And by doing such, being able to sell, pies or dabbing Santas or T-shirts or, whatever you want to sell to your demographics, thus successfully cutting out the middleman, thus showing the contracted artists, because most of these people have been, done wrong through contract. There's been a lot of, throughout we watch all of these old movies and then we listen to the Chatty Patties or the different blogs that are out now, and they speak about a lot of the horrors that take place inside of the industry due to the contracts. So they're beginning to see that, we found a remedy to us being raped, and now we're utilizing an opportunity to cut him out. And we live in this era, this electrified era now.
Yeah. And specifically, this business model that we're observing is called peer-to-peer network. You know what I'm saying? So social media has created a platform or medium where you can directly touch the consumer.
It's called,
you know what I'm saying?
Direct to market. Right. It's direct to market.
It's direct to market. You know what I'm saying? So a person, right, it's no longer brick and mortar, it's click and order. So they're at home, boom, press, you know what I'm saying, the order button, and the business comes. Mm-hmm. Like we was on 125th this past quote unquote, shopping holiday season, and there was a deduction in attendance and foot traffic. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of people missing from the street, and it was 60, 70 degrees outside. So, there was no reason to say normally due to the weather, the people wouldn't be out. No, the people weren't out shopping because they're at home shopping. You know what I'm saying? The people are online shopping. So somebody like a Patti LaBelle, somebody like a 2 Chainz has already used the machine to build their brand, and now they have the opportunity to go direct to their customer, you know, and utilize things such as viral videos, you know what I'm saying? And 2 Chainz is able to utilize the machine outside of social media, such as ESPN and such as his personal relationships, you know, people that also have millions and millions of followers, and now he has X amount of eyeballs on him, and he's tapping into the folk tradition of not only quote unquote the country of America being Christmas, he's also tapping into the folk tradition of his demographic, which is Atlanta. And you know, he sees in the moment because they've created dabbing, and he's jumping. Yeah, dabbing is on fire, and he's jumping on that, and he's monetizing on culture. You feel me? So it's a win-win. It's exactly what we've been talking about. You know, and they once again, the quote unquote unconscious is showing the conscious how it's done. You know, will the people take notes? Will they figure out that these models are consistently being shown to them to show you how we can easily empower one another?
No doubt. What do you think this means for big business? When you think about America, you think about a huge corporation, corporations within corporations, the fact that the middleman is being pushed out, the fact that record labels, people don't want to be on them, the fact that people may not go to department stores like Macy's, and they may just go to Kings County, Big Cartel, or they may go to 2 Chainz to buy the Dabbing Santa. They may go to Mike Will Made It to get the free Gucci hoodie. Yeah. So what do you think that, how does that affect corporate America?
Well, because we reside within a corporation, and there's been a large movement of brothers and sisters coming forth to educate the populace who are willing to listen and study and learn that they are corporations themselves. Who, you know, I saw a video earlier today that you had on your page by our brother Polite, where he was speaking about, you know, the importance of individuals taking back their you know, the certificates that are upon them, the bonds that have been made in their names, and the fact that you should be arduously pursuing, you know what I mean, breaking that bond. Because other than that, then, you know, I don't want to be facetious, but, you know, other than that, you are a ward of the state. You are seen as a slave. You are being fed off of. You are the battery in the matrix, your state property. I don't care about your group affiliation, how much money you got, whatever. None of that matters. How deep you are. You ain't that. You should be deeper, realizing that you are being utilized. You are being traded on a market. You are being utilized as a stock in a commodity. And then they've monetized black bodies, especially young black men's bodies, to put us inside of the prison complex industry, where they juggle your ass. They flipping, they bundle you. They flipping you like a bird. They breaking you down like a pound of loud. Bits and pieces. So now in the age of the entrepreneur, you have the opportunity now to actually, you know, they leveled the playing fields on all scales. The internet, the electrified age, with Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and many other of our scholars and our prophets spoke about. They spoke about the power of technology and how utilizing it was going to be one of the remedies that our people will have at their leisure at times like this. So now you're able to deal with Alibaba. You're going straight to China. So now the vendor on 125th Street who was selling you a pair of J's for $300 at a 200% markup, if you go overseas to Alibaba straight direct, right? And they're emailing you pictures of Jordans, and they're telling you you could buy these in bulk for $20 a pop. All right, you've tapped into a market that was inaccessible to you a few years ago. We're on YouTube. We're Rich. We're with UGR. We're on Sinetta. We're on Baba TV. We're on TV now. Before, about 20 years ago, in order to be on any big screen or to be in anyone's living room or to be on any screen, you had to be contracted through Hollywood. You spend the night on a casting couch. You know what I mean? You might wake up a little looser the day before. It was just a lot of stuff going on. They were people were doing a lot of strange things for a piece of change. So it was unheard of for a person to be on networks, to be global with their information and their message. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't on the underground VHS circuits. Now you're on. That's all I hear. Yo, this is my new TV. So they leveled the playing fields so the average Joe, the average man and woman could now compete and be on have the same amount of followers, have the same amount of impact of a Hollywood scripted star. And they doing something real versus something in the theater, being a thespian and whatnot. So we live in this era. This is one of the greatest times to be here. There has never been a time like this for the creatives.
Yeah.
There's a revolution called a maker revolution for creatives. And this is that time. So I always say this. Your superhero power and your $1 billion check lies within your hidden talents that you were sent here and prepackaged with. You know, when you get the Xbox and it comes with a game already inside of it is prepackaged, each one of us was sent here, if we're not a hologram or if we're not just a husk taking up space, each one of us was sent here with a gift, a hero power. You know what I'm saying? Some people are artists. They can articulate their ideas through their hands, through writing rhymes or through drawing. They get busy with animation. They have a great eye. They're photographers. Some people are good with their orator skills. Some people are awesome with their muscles. They're athletes and whatnot.
With their hands, craftsmen.
This is what we living in. So you will become, I tell people, you're not a doctor, you're not the lawyer, you're not the teacher. That's not who you are. That might be your profession, but how can that define you? Once they fire you or get rid of you, you wind up going into a depressive state because you've identified with an occupation or a profession all your life. No, you are the gift. Whatever your talent and skill is, whatever you've been sent here with, that's who you can identify with.
So this is the age, this is the push, this is the platform where we're speaking to people about commodifying your intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? What do you have in here that you can commodify and share with the world? Okay? Shared economics, the share button, one of the most important tools that we have in our possession right now is the share button. It costs you nothing. You feel me? It's the share button. You know how much power that you have that you can exercise by simply sharing someone's content, by simply sharing somebody's posts. You know what I'm saying? By pushing forward what it is that they're doing and sharing it with your network. So when you have a community that can't even do that, they're not even willing to do that. You feel me? Then you're dealing with a poverty consciousness that, hopefully this will be, just the bedrock, the shit that's underneath the ground that becomes the foundation that the real people ultimately will step upon and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not the paradigm for you. This is not this world no longer caters to that level of selfishness. You know what I'm saying? And all of these communities outside of what we call a conscious community, they push one another's agenda. If you just go to the crowdfunding sites and see how these people are exceeding their expectations overnight. Them people don't know them. They don't break bread with them, but they're breaking bread with them. They're sharing their content and they're putting their currency behind it. They're monetizing and commodifying their intellectual property. They're investing in them. They want to see them win. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you win out here. You got to fight against that shit. The very fans, the very people that you trying to help and put on for, to give them that level of inspiration, is the very same people trying to tear you down. They don't want to see you win. So that means they don't want to see themselves win. That's what we fucking fighting against.
I mean, it's a scary, when you think about it, bro, like what was the purpose of studying the great ancestors, the pantheon of the gods, if you were not preparing yourself to identify those in your community or those in your circumference that are alive? I mean, we could get busy with people who are not here and revere them and romanticize their tombstones and everything and talk about what they did. And you don't really know what they did because you really didn't see everything. You read about it and you heard about it in third person. I can hit you with some stuff that Biggie did that was not true. But because I was in a tunnel next to him and A.A. Rashid was selling dimes with him, we could come up and give you all kind of stories and you'll take that. You know what I'm saying? How would you know? You think, we could just go to his rhymes that he fabricated and add on that he was the biggest Willie ever to live. And we know that that's not true. So my thing is, how is it that we live in this community or we live in this time and age where when every time I get on Facebook, there's $1 billion acquisition taking place or a multi-billion dollar merger taking place in technology or big business and whatnot. And here it is. We are revering all of these ancestors who, did all of these great things, had these empires and whatnot, but we're not prepared to build empires in the now. We belong to a community or a network that we have multiple industries in. Every time that I go to a lecture, I get wowed by the amount of talent that is out there in the vendor world. Yeah, the merchants. But nobody is doing anything for the merchants. People are like, yo, we should be happy that the merchants were here with this. What do you think the merchants are merchants for? Of course they're supposed to be there. But
they want to do business every day.
They want to do business every day. It's constant.
They want to circle that calendar. You know what I'm saying? We are approaching a fiscal new year, January 1st. But we're not doing business as a community in terms of finances. You know what I'm saying? Are you finishing your year in the red and the black? You know what I mean? How are you resetting your clock? Do you have a strategic plan for 2016? Do you have a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year layout about how you're doing business, not only in this community, but the global community? You know what I'm saying? Because if they drinking water on Mars, shit, I want to sell water on Mars.
Say my business model with what I attempt to do and what I put forth. I never try to connect with the quote-unquote conscious community because I don't know what that is at this point in the internet era. But I do try to connect with the global community. So with that being said, that stops a lot of people from even starting a business. This mindset of black people don't support each other anyway. That I have seen that stop countless black people from even starting. But I don't pay that shit no mind. I just keep doing what I do, putting out my product that I think is good, interviews that I think is good, whatever, and just, and just keep it moving. So what do you have for those that have the mentality of, I hear what you're saying, Rich. I hear what you're saying, Red and Blue. Right. It's a wonderful time to be alive, but my people ain't going to support me. Because eventually we got to stop saying that. We're going to have to come to something else.
Yeah. One of the main things that Patti LaBelle said after her success, you know what I'm saying, is that she said, let this demonstrate the power of the quote-unquote black dollar. Even though she said, look, I know that it wasn't only quote-unquote black people that's buying my product. She said this still demonstrates the power of the black dollar because we got around something and promoted it and pushed it. She said the cosign, the black cosign is more important than anything. She said that? She said that. She realized what happened. Is the black cosign that created her meteoric rise because she was pushing units, but she wasn't selling out. She wasn't, the avalanche wasn't created until, a brother came forth and gave her that push and started a viral campaign. Even with our brother 2 Chainz, he understands that the groundswelling had to happen in the community. It had to happen amongst his base following. You feel me? So there are people that are achieving this level of success because they have dedicated fan bases. And it just seems to happen that the people that you criticize to say, oh, they deal with debauchery, or they deal with unconsciousness, or they deal with low-level shit, they got loyal fans. Do you understand how loyal crackheads are to one another? Huh? A crackhead and they team has more semblance of loyalty than the quote-unquote community. They got to depend on one another to get a hit every day and get right. You know what I'm saying? You be seeing that team of the man and the woman, they're a crackhead. They've been together for 15, 20 years, God damn it. getting right, and the conscious couple can't last 3 months without getting their shit torn down on social media. So, you know, we got to really ask ourselves, man, is it pretentious, this whole concept that you're smarter than somebody, this whole concept that you're doing something that's different and better than the rest of the quote unquote society? No, nigga, we all live in the fishbowl together. We all breathing the same air. You know what I'm saying? All you niggas is washing up in fucking fluoridated water in the morning when you get in that shower, unless you got a filtration system. And if you do, shit, you should be letting everybody in the building come through, you know what I'm saying, and get some of that non-fluoridated water. That's service to the community. You know what I'm saying? That's doing something for the goodwill of the people. That's just not stunting and saying, oh, I got this shit and you don't. That's not what it's about. So sharing is caring. If I win, you win. You know, 2 Chainz said he was able to employ 70 people. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He was able to employ 70 people from his hood with his idea, with his endeavor. And he was able to now see the importance of commodifying intellectual property and taking it out of the zone of even what he considers his. So the hip hop community will be considered his conscious community. That's his bubble. He's transcended that. He's outside of that now, saying, look, I'm pushing even further. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than me and I see my potential. He's realized his true potential through honest entrepreneurialism. You feel me? And that's what we're talking about. The ability to realize true potential and set an example for these youngsters that are looking at us. I don't know about you old niggas, but for the youngsters that's looking, that are entrepreneurially minded, the millennials, they want to get it in. This was comprising the majority of entrepreneurs and millennials and women. And melanated women at that. So come on now.
And another thing, because I want to give honors and respect to my customers who've been supporting me for a decade, who are the only ones who kept me alive. You understand? And what I've been faced with is the fact that I've outgrown this. You understand what I'm saying? I'm getting finally, you know, after all of these years, I'm getting the level of support that's needed to justify the expansion. So when the expansion is needed, I can't even expand because the support that I would need if I was a European, I'd have a list of investors to go to. You understand what I'm saying? I'd have a list of investors to go to who understand make an investment in a company that's growing, because you too will be able to get a return on your investment. You know what I mean? We're not practicing equity in the community. We're not practicing selling shares to our company in the community. We're not practicing venture capitalism, angel investment in our community. I don't know who to go to. I don't want to go to the D-boy with the suitcase under the bed. I don't want blood money. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want dirty money. I don't want fake money. I've been sold so many dreams. And it's not real. I want real investments from real people. You dig what I'm saying? That's what we need at this point. There's brands in the community that if we got into equities and shares the same way that Marcus Garvey taught us, right? Marcus Garvey laid out for us, and Amos Wilson and our brother wrote the book Powernomics. The books have already been written. Who's doing the case studies on utilizing the formula and saying this works, this don't work? Or who's updating the formulas to say we're in a digital age, so we got to utilize a little, we could move, yeah.
Put this in there instead of aquaponics, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It could be hydro. You feel me? Maybe it could be some of this bud. You feel me? Because that's a boom as well. Like, where's that book? Where's that pamphlet? You know what I'm saying? Where's that breakdown? Where's that decoded? We need that. Yeah. You feel me?
Where
smoking.
Yeah, like, so why we don't own land in Colorado? It don't have to be in Denver. Where's the people owning land in Washington? That's where the bud is booming at. Do you know that hemp is coming back? We got a brother with hemp licenses from Tennessee's ready to get busy. Shout out Michael Singleton. So my thing is, it's not about, I think, yeah, I feel that the entrepreneur movement is growing, is moving fast. We have a community that's over 1 million at this point. We have to play catch up now to utilize the platform. There's technology that's out here. There's all kind of new business models that are out here. There's crowdfunding that's out here. There's MLMs that are out here. What are we doing While we spending 2016 is right here. What are we doing? I'm done with talking. There's nothing to talk about anymore. You dig what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers will run with your ideas anyway. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You pitching pearls and you turn around, that people call you up with your ideas. Or they pop up with your ideas. Running with it. Running with it. So it's like, what are we doing, man? Are we really looking at the big picture? Or are we jumping over millions for pennies?
Yeah. This has become a rest haven for rat ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Roach ass niggas, bottom feeders.
Yeah, bottom feeders.
You feel me? Who don't have individual ideas. They don't have that level of intellect, you know what I'm saying, to look at a problem and come up with a solution. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't have that connection to their higher self that only deals with solution because they're still dealing with victimhood. So victimhood puts them in the mind state of lack. So that mind state of lack always has them wanting to steal something because they feel that, you know, they're just inadequate and that thing that is deserving of them is not going to be there. So they got to take. You know what I'm saying? And they just put very small modifications on shit and they try to pop up with your shit. You feel me? And then they fall on their face and then they blaming the people and things of that nature when they don't understand that the energy was never right to begin with. So, you know, like the brother said, and I want to say, I'm thankful for those that have supported. I'm thankful for the investments that I have received. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the phone calls that I do get. I'm thankful for the people that do hit me up on social network that are dope as shit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the creatives. I'm man dope. You know, Instagram, Blue Pillar 44. A lot of people been hollering at me on IG. And just from me being exposed to an entire new artist community on that platform, I got new ideas about new ventures that I want to do that's going to be able to encapsulate all of this intelligence and showcase it to the world. So, you know, it's dope people out there who got great ideas and they have contributions that they want to bring forward to the community. The community has to decide whether they want to be anarchists or capitalists. You know what I'm saying? You want to be dirty dust bum niggas that, you feel me, live in the woods and shit like that, and squalor and abandoned homes and houses and shit like that. Like, that's your idea of revolution? Or you want to build something. You want to, you know, take this, whatever you consider quote unquote capitalism to be. There's new economic models that are out here. There's social entrepreneurialism. You know what I'm saying? There's new ways. There's, you know, new scales and ways that you can do business with. It's not as conniving, you know what I'm saying, as the Europeans model. Don't be scared by that word because you live under the diction. You live under that shit. You're fearful of it. You know what I'm saying? If you're scared of that word, then you're fearful of that particular system that has you in bondage. It's time to break free. It's time to shake the shackles. And it's time to boss the fuck up, man. You know, you got men, women, and children out here that really want to put in work. They really want to get busy. You know what I'm saying? They got families that they need to feed. They got ideas. Yeah, they got dreams that they want to fulfill. So
you got people that are working their 9 to 5, like I was talking about earlier, that identify themselves with their profession. But inside of them, innate inside of them, they have an idea that has been incubating for damn near decades or years. And the information is beginning to wake up their higher selves that are laying dormant in their DNA. So they too want to participate in what is known as the conscious community, and they want to leave a legacy. I speak to them almost every day. They want to be a legacy. They want to build legacy. You dig what I'm saying? They want to leave behind something for their seeds, because there's nothing that wakes you up more than when you get in situations and you realize nothing else matters besides your seeds and your legacy. Fuck everything else. Okay? Fuck everything else. Nothing matters after that. So, you know, you know, we gotta create the platforms and the environment for the brothers and sisters who are coming amongst us with talents, and to cater to these people's talents, to make them feel comfortable even displaying their art. You know what I mean? Where they won't get judged and all of this stuff. So, you know.
Just, I want to get your opinion. But before that, I do want to give, y'all was giving y'all thank yous. I do want to give my thank yous to all the supporters for UGR. I remember the first day I stepped foot in Brooklyn, a dude told me that I wasn't gonna make no money with my DVDs because niggas in Brooklyn ain't supporting. And you know, I was out there for years.
I seen you.
We
started together. Right?
Done made a ton of money out there. So I appreciate all the support, all the help from everybody. But moving on. Just being inspired by what happened with 2 Chainz and Patti LaBelle and seeing the potential. Also seeing that I just want to get your opinion on what direction you think we should be moving as a people. I noticed LeBron took a lifetime contract deal with Nike. Yes. It was an undisclosed amount, but we know it's a hell of a lot of money. But it's a lifetime contract. You know, because automatic when a brother does something like that, shout out to LeBron. You know, he always doing good things in his community. When a brother does something like that, the first thing you might hear a person say is, "Oh, now he's a lifetime slave because he took the contract."
So loud,
but you know,
Bill Knight, you niggas selling white.
but let me know your opinion on, because some people have the impression that when you become pro-black and you become a businessman, you're not supposed to work with other races. I'm not allowed to work with a Caucasian or Asian or Arab. That makes me a sellout. Being pro-black doesn't mean just only doing business with black people. So I want you to go into that, because people will say, LeBron sold the fuck out, he's a lifetime slave. What's your thoughts and idea on that concept of being pro-black and only being allowed to work with black people?
Okay, so if I'm a Professor Griff and I have a Public Enemy shoulder sold out in fucking Oregon, all right, and they booked us at $100 rack. I don't know what they asking for, but this is a group that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I'm assuming the ticket is kind of high. God damn it, what if I'm a backpack rapper who get 3 racks a show and they book me in Nebraska, right? When niggas in Bed-Stuy wouldn't book me. Negroes in Brownsville didn't book me. Negroes in Detroit didn't book me. I got booked in Boise, Idaho to go and perform Scorpion King. And I get out there and it's all kind of Euros. The shit look like, you know what I mean? The shit look like the Mayflower. Like it's just pilgrim heaven, you know? And it's all kind of Asians, you know? It's like a smorgasbord. It's like fucking Woodstock, you know? What do you do? Do you, huh? What do you do? Do you drop the mic? So I just use that example to show you, when you're in the realm of entertainment or when you're in the realm of a global culture such as hip hop, that what was created by Afrika Bambaataa, Kool Herc, and other luminaries in our community. And we sat down and had a conversation with them. And they said the spirit that they created it with was a global spirit to speak to the globe. They said we would not, it was
multiculturalism. Yeah, multinational, multiculturalism was the approach I've showed through my demonstration. When you add up hip hop using gematria, it equals the number 432, which also equals world. So the frequency of the word, frequency of the genre, it is a global phenomenon. It's a global art form. You know what I mean? So this has brought our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters around the world. It's brought them a first class ticket to see the planet and to come back with bits and morsels of information for us to be like, yo, this is what's popping in Shanghai. This is what they doing in Dubai.
They dabbing in Dubai. You got brothers who can't feed their families in the United States of America. This overly populated with niggas, okay? And they gotta go to Europe, and they gotta go to Japan, and they gotta go to China in order to feed, not just feed theirs, to have a fucking legacy, to live comfortably like they deserve.
I heard somebody say that the other day. It's interesting that you bring it up. Why is it that a Public Enemy concert is packed with white people? You would think, if you use logic and your common sense, you hear the lyrics, you see what they represent, you see what Griff talk about, you hear Griff and Chuck D and all them. Why is it all white people in a Public Enemy concert and nobody, let's say my age bracket, from 20 to 30, 34 or whatever?
It seems that Europeans don't have a problem investing in culture and experience, even if they're going to show up to be told that they're a devil. You know what I'm saying? It's an experience. You feel me? To say shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Pointing at me.
Yeah.
Devil. Yeah, they like Flav swung the clock on me and called me the devil. Like I got
a piece of his sweat on me. And they will bring their shorty to the show for the artist to pipe their shorty out to give her intrinsic value. To be like, yo, they're gonna take her around the rest of the town and be like, Flav pipe my shorty. She's the bomb. She's the best. Like, you know, her box should be encased in shit and put on the, you know what I mean? In the shrine. Like, they have a different approach to this shit. They have a different appreciation for disrespect.
so
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta understand, yeah, it encompasses with white privilege at the same time. That you got these black guys calling us the devils and shit. You feel me? But everything about them is telling them something different. So they got to juxtapose. It's an experience. You know what I mean? They're split between these realities. And they're willing, like I said, to make that investment. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So this is their fan base. Mm-hmm. The message is going out, but this is their fan base who's receptive and receiving this message, and they're responding to it. You understand?
you know, and our people, you know, we a finicky bunch, okay? And we are so into what's hot and popping right now. We're the proverbial dick riders. Our people, okay? The switch siders, all right? The ride the fence ass niggas. That's our people in a nutshell. We're not loyal to nothing and nobody. We have identity crises as it is. That shit is, it speaks into a deeper psychological issue that our people have. That Willie Lynch shit is real about not respecting your elders. The separation between the youth and the elders. So these young people come up, they don't pay homage. That's why Bambaataa has to go outside of America to get a fucking check. We're talking about the architect. Let's just cut it. Let's just keep it a buck. We're talking about the architect, the one who came up with the Zulu Nation, who created the 5 pillars of hip hop. We're talking about Kool Herc, who you'll run into on a train. So these people are being starved out. They're walking by their own people who look down on them. They'll spit on their feet. And these are the progenitors of $1 trillion culture, and they'll look down on you because you're not styling on them, because you're not hopping out on them, because you're not taking their girl from them, because you're not, you know what I mean? They want that to happen for them to prove to you that you somebody.
Because remember, this is no country for old men. So they're going to wash up the elders. So that's what we seeing. We seeing a genre where the elders get washed up. We see it in the conscious community as well. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like anybody that's looking outside of the community and looking in and seeing what's going on with, you know, Dr. Blair. All right? This shit is despicable. Man. You feel me? Like niggas need to stop running their trap, man, and just step the fuck up and be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Let's all come to the table. I'm calling and seeing what I could do. You know what I'm saying? But let's come together and see what we could do. I'm talking about the frontliners, the people who face as part of this community. You know what I'm saying? So it's not wise to be showing this bread and then you're not taking care of home, of the elders, of the legends. You can never you know what I'm saying? Like you can't remix, you can't remove, you can't do nothing to the work that some of these elders have left, and they're dying in disgrace. So again, so why should anybody respect anything that comes out of this particular situation? This shit is being treated like a circus because it's a lot of clowns in this motherfucker under the tent.
So the artists have European, Asian, Indian, and other fan bases. Huh? About selling out. We was talking about the whole thing with LeBron selling out if he gets a Nike contract. Now, we all agreed when he signed to the NBA to a contract to a league that niggas don't own. Right? That's not the National Brothers League or the National Black Association. That's the National Basketball Association. That's owned by Europeans. It's coached. Most of the coaches are European or pilgrims. In the workforce, right? The same way in your Fortune 500 or your corporate structure that pyramid structure that you work in, at the top is the Europeans, the management is Europeans, which would be the coaches, and the workforce, the players are niggas, are Negroes, are black people. Okay? So, with that being said, we didn't call them a sellout then. You got people taking they got all of these soccer moms out here. You running your children up and down playing 5 or 6 sports. You want them to get signed to somebody, but it ain't no black league. So how is that being a sellout?
And it's worth noting that when he came in the league, right, Nike gave him $90 million. That's what solidified him in the hearts and the minds of the audience before they even seen him play a game. They like, look, Nike gave a nigga 90. You know what I'm saying? He's the one. He has to be. They gave him 90. So he comes back and he renegotiates a contract where he's saying, what? You're going to pay me in perpetuity for every day that I'm alive until I die. We're under contract. We're going to be in business together. I think that it's a wise business deal if you're looking at, you know what I'm saying, the condition of what, and let's remove our emotions out of it. Let's remove our anarchist dreams out of this shit, okay? And let's deal with it exactly how it is. Right, every fucking body's a contracted slave unless you got your status corrected and you outside of the particular system and you playing the game like a boss because you know the moves that you making. So, yeah. So this dude is just, yeah, okay. So he's a glorified $100 million, $500 billion slave. All right.
But he's proven
he still, yeah, he's still for his community. He still has the potentiality to say, look, I'm going to empower and employ my high school friends. You know what I'm saying? These melanated men, I'm going to put them in the forefront to show that you can come in with your partners and you could boss up. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to be responsible for negotiating that contract. That's going on their resume. He's venturing into Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So he can make his Billy. That's his objective. That's his goal. That's what he set out to do. Why are we counting his pockets? That's the mistakes that we make. I don't have no ponies in that race. You feel me? I don't wear LeBrons. And if I did, but I admire his game. I admire his team spirit. I admire his tenacity. There's a lot of admirable things about him as a person that if our children are looking at him as an individual, they can walk away with, you know what I'm saying, that spirit of a warrior.
In terms of just the whole psyche of our people, and just talking about LeBron and all of that, why is it that the LeBrons of the world or the Puff Daddies or the Jay-Z's of the world, Blue mentioned this concept of counting their pockets. Why is everybody always worrying about what they do with their money, but the people that make 30, 40, 50,000, nobody never worries about what they do with their money, when they should be more, their money is more valuable because they have less of it. They got to make the best moves of their life just so that shit could increase. So why do we have this habit? And I don't know if this is in other communities, but why in the black community are we always counting somebody's pocket? If Blue Pill come with a chain, that nigga got a chain now. Damn, when he first started, he wasn't that fresh. That nigga fresh now. Oh shit, Blue Pill, man, he ain't have them. He ain't.
Make sure I buy that Seymour.
But you'll get the point I'm making. It seems as though the more successful you become, the more they count in your pockets. You spend your money on this. I seen you eating this. You took your girl out to this. Why is that? Why do we do that as a global community?
Lord, forgive me, the force is in me. If I floss the Bentley, they talk against me. So it's like, I think that it's more fear instead of hate. You know what I'm saying? That a person's level of success makes another person feel uncomfortable. And it makes them feel inadequate. And now they're asking questions about themselves. Because why would the first question that you ask yourself be about how I got mines, or what I was willing to do with mines once I got it? You know what I'm saying? This is the work that I put in to get it. So all of a sudden, it's like, oh, your higher goals or aspirations are not to help the community because you want to adorn yourself with whatever gifts that you want to adorn yourself to make yourself feel a particular way so you can amplify your work. So
we was in
yeah.
and Versace.
Yeah, I
Iceberg and Versace, and we was hopping out of Rangers and Benzes and all of this shit in the 90s. Tunnel era. Like, this is old.
This conversation to me is null and void because I don't come from that place of lack. I don't come from that place where I didn't have the material things. I used to work with Mike Tyson. I seen a nigga blow $300 million. I was in the room with the receipts. The fucking the Lords of London or whatever. I seen where the money went specifically. I know what it looks like to blow $300 million. You feel me? And I'm not saying that there's any right or wrong to it. I'm just saying that I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? He blew 300 million. You know, that was his prerogative, though. That was his money to blow. I'm going to be judgmental about how that man spent his money. You know what I mean? I can't be possibly. I can only say, look, man, I can learn from that. And I know when I get X amount of bread, this is my goals and these are my directives. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that it's wise. You know, and regardless of what I say, people are still going to do that because they're not tackling the core issues of inadequacy that they have as people. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at other individuals and they're seeing the inadequacies in themselves. They're feeling failure. They're fearful that you might, your trajectory might be, you know what I'm saying, so outpacing them that it really, you know what I'm saying, once they're left on the tarmac and they're the only one standing there, then the scrutiny is going to be on them. Then they'll finally be seen for what it is that they are in terms of the level of inadequacy. And that's if you're playing that game. You feel me? That's if you're playing that game. I don't watch nobody's pocket. I'm happy for the brother that gets, you know what I'm saying, his thing together and crystallizes his dreams into a tangible reality, whether he buys a home or whether he buys a whip or whether he does nothing with that bread. He puts into a business, or whether you don't see it and he just comes outside with a smile on his face and he exudes a certain level of energy, where everyone that he sees, he's giving them greetings and affirmations, and you know what I'm saying? He's picking people's spirits up and you can hear it exude through his voice. And that could be a person also that don't even come from nothing in terms of their pockets being deep. It's all about here. You know what I'm saying? Your wealth is in here. So all of that is illusionary anyway. So people to be falling into that trap, again,
that's what I was about to say.
It shows a serious lack of, they keep talking about this consciousness shit. I'm talking about enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the transcendence of consciousness. When you understand judgment-free zones, you know what I'm saying? That judgment is a prison and things of that nature. Everybody's not ready for that conversation. They still, dabble in verses of the Bible, and they think that oh no, I should judge and it's my right to judge. And look, do yourself a favor. You know what I'm saying? Let go of it. You know what I'm saying? Stop studying what other people do. And only focus on what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? The whole world revolves around you. Your world. Okay? Not mine, not his. Your world revolves around you. So you have to do the best in terms of bringing the best you out. That's where your focus is.
The mistakes that niggas and Negroes and people with a lack state of mind make is that they don't realize, because they will put they would attribute their story to yours. And then they think that your journey or the fact wherever you came from and whatever choices and decisions that you made that might have put you in the Bentley or the Range or the Wraith or the Ghost, they'll attribute the choices and the things that we don't. We walk completely different paths. You understand what I'm saying? We walk completely different. If I hop out of a Wraith, there's a reason behind that. When you master this physical realm like Blue was talking about, when you know that the real money is here, when the real currency is in your relationship and it's in your heart, and the work that you do to balance out the scales, because to be honest with you, all of that materialistic shit that we was into in the 90s, that shit disappeared as quickly as the wind blew. It's not real. It's smoke and mirrors. It's not tangible.
Think about this. Think about the fact that 2 Chainz, right, cleared $2 million on the dabbing Sanders, right? Yeah. He did $2 million on the dabbing Sanders. He did 2 charitable acts to cleanse his hands
of the ratchetness,
of the finger pointing. Okay, he said he came from a military family background, so he went and he bought a caravan for a military family, right? Who the son was in a wheelchair because he got stuck in the fire. All right. So that one charitable act, quote unquote, cleansed his sins. One charitable act. And then he turned around and he did something else, right? Under the guise of charity. Okay? 2 charitable acts. 2 milli. All right? Has opened doors for him where he's going to be able to go on these networks and he's going to be able to walk through many of doors. He's going to be invited to many of places because, right, he exercised that zakat, that charity. He played into a pre-existing system and he worked it the way that he's supposed to. But you're trying to tell me that what we've done in our career, you know what I'm saying, what people like Brother Polite are doing, what people like Sinetta, what people like Brother Rich are doing are not charity? You're telling me that we haven't given back to hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of homes collectively? Perpetuity, if not what we've done right now, we're talking about forever since these videos will last? So you have to watch the judgment. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch the fingers that you point because you're just getting caught up in this whole concept of perception. You don't know what you're looking at. All right. And because they don't call this shit charity, you don't see it as that. That's all the difference is. You know what I'm saying? So they have these preconceived structures that they put things into, programs, and they direct your mind to that. And you're like, your heart starts bleeding. You're like, oh, 2 Chainz, Titty Boy. He's such a patriot. He's such an American. That's so Christmas of him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's play that song, Christmas.
Yeah. And you fall into it. And he gonna come with some trap music and just knock you upside your head and you're not even gonna see it for what it is. You're gonna love it. So, like, the spin is real. You know what I'm saying? People that don't understand propaganda are so subject to it. You know what I'm saying? They so subject to it. And that's all I see is spin. I see propaganda. I see spin all day. And people falling for every trick in the book. You know what I'm saying? So fuck consciousness. You know? Enlightenment. When you can see the shit before it's even coming. That's where you trying to get to, family.
Yeah, and just to add on, you know, it is the proverbial haves versus the have-nots. So now they have you feeling like a have-not if you don't have a material item, if you can't grasp or if you can't put on a article of clothing from a fucking European. You know what I'm saying? That's poverty consciousness. That's poverty consciousness. You're uncomfortable if you see anybody who is doing right for their people, like Blue said, who's doing charity work for their people. You have been programmed either by your old ass teachers or whatever the fuck, your religion, whoever rocked you, your organization, whoever put that virus or that malware in your subconscious and have you feeling a way if you see anybody that's shining in the community that's doing the work for the people. Aren't they supposed to shine? They supposed to shine like a...
What are the rewards? It's rewarding.
If you study in Kemet and Nile Valley civilization and all of these ancient high civilizations, aren't you supposed to shine? Aren't you supposed to adorn yourself in the ornaments and the jewelry and stuff like that of the ancients? So you're not supposed to pull up in a chariot, my nigga?
Isn't it I call my brother son because he shine like one? What's that about? Come on now.
Why do you think black people have embraced this idea of money is the root of all evil much more than other cultures and races? We seem to have taken that concept, okay, and ran with it. Why is that? Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah. It's that motherfucking Bible. It's roots. You know what I mean? It's the slave myth. It's that programming. You know what I'm saying? That they taught you that you was a piece of shit, that you came from nothing. The have-nots taught your black ass that you was the have-not when you was the have, and they switched it on you, trading places. Okay? So the Bible made you feel guilty of it is harder for a man with wealth to make it through heaven than a camel through a needle. What the fuck? Or whatever they was saying. That's some bullshit. But in another verse that ye are God, you rich and we live in abundance and stuff like that. What is it gonna be?
Multiply plenty, yeah.
and multiply plenty, and you know, and the children be fruitful and multiply. So they told you that I've learned through my studies that the real wealth outside of fiat or outside of Federal Reserve notes and silver and gold, the real wealth is your children. The real wealth is your progeny. The real wealth is what you create as a co-creator, and how you are able to extend your bloodline and your lineage through your loins. And the real wealth is in your relationship that you first and foremost have with your mother and your father. Okay, honor thy mother and thy father, so thy days on the earth will be long. Then with your loved ones, your immediate family, if you're married, if you have a wife, and you have outside of that, your business relationships and things of that nature. So we got to work on how do we nurture that shit? How do we bring that up to optimum health? You feel what I'm saying? How could we become billionaires in that class right there? And then all of this other stuff is byproducts. The money is in the FRNs and the notes are inanimate objects. They don't move. They're not real. It's pieces of paper that you gave the wealth to. You gave it value. If you woke up tomorrow and they said that the market crashed, all that monopoly money that you got, that shit would be worth nothing. You will wipe your ass with it. All of them blue faces. If it lost value. But you can never lose value in self. You are worth your weight in gold. So why don't we focus on that? So any of those spells that they put us under that said that wealth is wrong or being wealthy is wrong, the same people who took your property in your land and all of the resources under it, you don't think that they was the scribes behind that? They not the ghost riders of that one right there? You think that somebody covered in gold in Africa came up with that? You think that somebody in the mountains of Mexico that was covered and draped in gold and rubies and diamonds, you think they wrote that one? No, nigga, that was the European who came out of the cave, sleeping with the dog, sleeping with the sheep, didn't have no fruits growing, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have nothing in the land that he could pull up. He came up with that.
Yeah, I mean, it harkens back to what the brother said in regards to the money's not the root of the evil. You know what I'm saying? It's inherently what's in the heart of the person that's in possession of that money. You know what I'm saying? How that person is rooted. You feel me? So they're going to, they're going to get that currency, and they're going to do things that exemplify what's in their heart, you feel me? Or what's in their spirit. And that's the shit that doesn't look pretty on camera. You know what I'm saying? That's the things that you hear about that you like, I'm not feeling that. It's the person. It's not the bread. The bread didn't corrupt them. They was corrupted to begin with. And that's not me being, I'm not being in judgment of them or facetious. That's observation to say, look, chances are, because I know look, man, when I was doing dirt, anybody will tell you, ask AA specifically, you can ask my brother, I was Robin Hood. I was giving money away. You know what I'm saying? What? The shit meant nothing to me. I came across it so easy that I didn't have that thing that other people have, that you got to do something. Yeah, you got to hoard it, or you got to do something weird or strange or conniving for it. It just came to me. You know what I'm saying? I was a currency magnet, and I had so much of it. I just didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, if I got all of this and you don't, shit, let me equalize your pocket and give you some, and get this person some, and get that person some. You know what I'm saying? I used to keep stacks, and my mama used to catch me for racks. I know about that mama pill, but that was all. It was all, you know what I mean? It's like, if you need it, it's here. You should have access to it. So early in life, I didn't really understand, the whole aspect of people that was doing cruddy things for bread, because bread just flowed so easy. You know what I'm saying? It was a byproduct of the fun we were having. It wasn't the driving force. It was a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? But later on, as like the brother said, those things started evaporating and things of that nature, and the crunch started getting real. Then I started seeing people's fangs come out. Then I started understanding more and more how to observe people, not judge them, observe them. You know what I'm saying? And really see what was the motivating factor behind a person switching up. You know what I'm saying? Or that demon coming out.
And
certain people left Christianity behind and got into new things. But going back to the $1 million question, what did you do to purge yourself of your subliminal programming? What did you do to purge yourself of that upbringing? That shit is ingrained in your subconscious that you were born in lack, or you was born in sin and you were born without. When you are abundance, you are prosperity in the flesh. So even though you became, a new organization and you may have joined, it's so many that I could be in here all day naming them. How did you break that spell that had your ass in lack? That's all I'm saying.
Question. How can a creative stay focused in a time when there's probably more than, like we've talked about before, there's more distractions now than ever on television. Some creatives that have an obligation to their people feel as though focusing on police shootings constantly every other day and the ills of the black community distracts them from their creativity, but at the same time they feel as though they don't want to sell out their community. So what I've gotten from some creators is that they just had to turn the TV off and whatever. It made them feel guilty, like they was missing out on something, but it's whatever. It was messing up their creativity too much. So what can a creative do to stay focused in this time when there's so many distractions on the television and on the internet?
One of the questions that I posed on Facebook earlier today was, God damn it, where are the creatives who are taking a Tamir Rice, who are taking a Sandra Bland, who are taking, the rise of Black Lives Matter and creating? Where the hell are you at? Where's your short film or your webisode series, or how are you going to flip? How are you going to flip what's taking place in our days and times as a Renaissance man or woman and utilize your artistic skill set and make something intellectually, that you own, intellectual property, activate that intellectual property and create something that's either a satire, a spoof, a documentary, even more serious than what we may be seeing, a story of victory, because today they didn't indict the Tamir Rice police officers. So as a creative, what would I do to cry out? I would fucking knock the heads off of the people that took that young man's life. Creatively though, okay, creatively, they got green screens for that. All right, I would hire some Europeans and pilgrims off of Craigslist, and I would pay them a dub to knock their head off. Creatively, okay. That's how I would express myself as a creative. If I was an MC, I would take to the pen and I would let my pen bleed. If I was an artist, I would get the paintbrush and I would make my paintbrush bleed. So as a creative, are your hearts not bleeding? As a creative, are you not being affected by the campaign, the mass media? Or, some people may say it's the ancestors initiating this wave of consciousness and things of that nature post 2012. Some people saying mainstream media is manipulating them. I don't know. But are you not feeling it? Is it not feeding your creative juices? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So I would turn the TV off, but if I pay attention to something that speaks to me, because we're not the same. All of us are not the same. Something speak louder to others than it does to each, to the next man. But if it's speaking to you, it's for a reason. Hone in on that and utilize your skill set, your talents, and create art.
Right. I'm gonna speak of my personal experience. I had a incident in April or May, I think it was, where I got kidnapped at a Freddie Gray protest in Union Square, and it kind of like it offset me, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so entrenched in the emotions of what I seen happen with the brother Freddie Gray that I went out there with a particular energy that I was able to recognize that the minute they see me, they was like, get him, like. So I had this energy on me that was confrontational, You feel me? And I had to unplug once I got out of that situation. I had to unplug from it all. I stopped looking at the TV. You know what I'm saying? I would even be, you know what I'm saying, when the Sandra Bland thing happened, I wouldn't even look at that video. I didn't look at that video for 2 months. I unplugged altogether. That's when I was in the gym. That's when I got swole. And I noticed when I engage this information that deals with our babies, our brothers and our sisters being slaughtered, and there's no outlet for me to exert that particular anger and that energy, the shit starts eating at me. You know what I'm saying? It makes me weaker, then it makes me stronger. So even for my own self and my own health, I have to unplug and walk away from it. And the creative aspect or the creative energy that I put into it, it's going to come out. Whether it's the energy that I put into self and I start carving the God body, you know what I'm saying? Or whether I get into the art form and start drawing, or whether I create clothing out of it, this, you know, voice of my protest, or whether I put it in the music or what have you, the poetry. You know, there's different ways that I have to get this out of my system, because the more that I harbor this pain, the more that I harbor this embarrassment of not being able, you know what I'm saying, to remedy these situations or come up with tangible solutions in the now, or even reason with myself to say, okay, this is what I'm looking at, you know, stop tripping. You feel me? You know, this is the only thing that you're saying. You know, you might think that you're saying this, but it's this. You know what I'm saying? I got a cosmological way to logically express it. You feel me? I got a Law 44 way to speak on it, but emotionally it still fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, creatives, man, you know, you know, I definitely want the creatives, man, to get into your creative selves, man. You know, these are your canvases. These are your blank canvases, man, that you could bang on.
Keep in mind that we are still in the throes of a renaissance. This is your new Harlem Renaissance that's taking place when you see Sarnetta TV, when you see UGR, when you see KTL, when you see Baba TV. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a renaissance. You're dealing with Ready for All, New Covenant. You know what I'm saying? There's a renaissance, honor. There's a renaissance taking place. And we got to identify that. We have to begin to utilize this time is an excellent time to be an artist. This time is an excellent time to be a creative. There's so much to create. I want to make sure when my son grows up, he's able to look back at the art that was created in these days and times and know, you know, through the art, what was being done and what was being said and what was being articulated without having to even sit down and listen to anything. It could speak through our artwork. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I encourage everybody to, you know, let your inner Heru shine for 2016 fiscal year. You know what I mean? Let's do what we got to do. That's why, like I said in the last video, the movement is facts, food, because that's what we all need, right? That's what's gonna sustain us, because it appreciates, and there's creatives amongst us who gotta create, because art is film, it's video games, it's toys, it's whatever. Clothing, transportation, shelter. All right? Peace.
KTL Empowerment, Blue Pillar 44 on Instagram, L_Filthmore on Instagram, Phil Marlin, Paul Marlin on Facebook. Holla at us, family. Stress kills, let's build. Let's get it off our checks. Get in the comment section. Let us know, you know what I'm saying, what's really good, y'all.
Yeah,
Kingscounty.bigcartel.com, mypowerpieces.com, Ocean 14 Corp, and SoulGoBiz.com, and Law 44 will be back in the new year. I'm upgrading those sites. Yeah. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming on deck as well. All right, KTL TV, KTL Media. Big things are going on. Peace.